Usually on Friday mornings at 9:30, we're standing here with our attorney Phil Harding, but today Jeff Kelley, an attorney from Harding and Associates, an avid rider, is here to help drivers and motorcycle riders share the road safely. Welcome back, Jeff. How are you? Happy Friday.
I'm good, thank you.
Well, we're talking about riding motorcycles because we've had such warm days here in January, and I've seen a lot of riders out. Does this usually happen in January here in Colorado?
You know, Colorado's a year-round state for riding motorcycles, so we just want to make sure that we get good information out for our fellow motorcyclists and automobile drivers so that they can all be safe.
Yeah, you're not only an attorney, but you're an avid rider as well. You have 2 motorcycles.
Well, I have a couple.
Yeah,
yes,
you have for different purposes.
That's right, dual sport and then a street bike, that's correct.
You're also in a lot of active clubs, and you're a member of the BMW Motorcycle Club. So you're really serious about this stuff. So you're going to give folks out there just some tips on how to be safe on the road. What are we starting with?
Well, the message that we want to deliver is that what it really takes to be ready to ride. And you can talk about the proper gear, and one of the things I brought today is this high visibility helmet. It's one of the helmets I use, and it's an example of what is supposed to be bright and easy to see for motorists seeing you come down the road.
We'll get a good look at that in just a minute because it is super bright. Look at that. So you're saying to get a helmet with high visibility, and the color is very important.
Yes, this is the high visibility helmet. They also make that same color in vests and jackets so that you can throw that on for every ride and just make the best effort to be seen.
Yeah, you were saying that really is the most important tip of the day. Tell me about the headlight and tail light. What are those about?
Well, there's also modulating headlights and taillights, and that some of the electronics that you can have installed will flicker and make the tail light flicker, so it wakes the driver up behind you, and they see you if you're stopping, coming to a stop. Also, you might have seen motorcycles coming down the road at you, and their headlight is pulsating or modulating. Again, that's just to give the oncoming driver a heads up that there's a motorcycle there and to be careful.
Yeah, absolutely. You also say that there's a mental aspect to driving a motorcycle. Is there also a mental aspect to the other drivers as well?
Well, you know, the motorcyclist has to take a responsibility for their own safety the best they can, and we'll get to the insurance in a minute. But for drivers, you need to watch out for motorcycles. Give them extra room. They can brake faster, accelerate faster than you can as driving a vehicle.
Right.
So the other things is that the motorcyclist needs to have what's referred to as situational awareness. And pilots refer to it as Sierra Alpha. And that is simply maintaining vigilant concentration on what you're doing, your environment around you, making sure you're keeping an eye down the road, but knowing the car behind you, beside you, not being fatigued, riding with a clear head rather than to clear your head.
And you have task overload on that list. What does that mean?
Well, you know, there's a lot of information coming in when you're driving either a car or a motorcycle, and the traffic conditions, shady spots in the road, stress, fatigue, things like that. So if you are feeling, you know, overloaded or not right, not feeling that you should be on the road, you should take a minute and, you know, rest, get off and regroup.
I think that's key for any driver, but especially someone who is operating a motorcycle. So let's get to the last tip of the day. The best protection you can have, obviously, is insurance.
Yes, and that is what you can proactively do, and that's within your control as a motorcyclist, is to have the best coverage that you can have, because you can't control your environment, you can control your insurance coverage. And we all know that you have to have liability coverage, and that's required by law. However, there are some optional coverages that you can acquire, such as UIM coverage. That's uninsured or underinsured coverage, and that will protect you in the event that you're injured by another driver that either has no insurance or has the minimum limits of $25,000. If you're injured on a motorcycle, it's likely to be disabling or possibly catastrophic, and your health insurance is not going to extend coverage to the degree of permanent injuries and things like that. So UIM protection will help you with that. You can also have a personal umbrella that provides or UIM protection.
So if people have questions about what they already have or what they should purchase, can they call Harding and Associates and get some tips on that?
Of course, we'd be
Okay.
happy to talk to any callers about that. The other coverage I wanted to mention is the medical payment coverage.
Okay.
And that helps you pay your medical bills, and it is very unique. It's actually primary coverage, and you can get a minimum of $5,000. Actually, your carrier has to get a signature from you if you decline it.
Okay.
So you do not have to pay that back if you do recover from a third party.
All right, some good tips for riders out there. And if you have any legal questions for our attorneys at Harding and Associates, they want to hear from you. Just log on to coloradosbest.tv, look for the photo of Phil Harding, and click right there. To contact Harding and Associates, their number is 303-762-9500, or you can catch them online at hlaw.org.